The city's neglected its infrastructure for a long time, and we're finally able to address major issues and major thoroughfares like 3rd Street, which have basically crumbled over the years. So it's going to be 1.5 miles plus of brand new paving over the course starting next year. And that's not all, so to speak. It's going to make accessibility for pedestrians and everyone a lot better. There's going to be green infrastructure improvements, stormwater improvements, and we're here at the Broad Street Market today in part just to get community feedback to not only alert people to what's going on, but also to hear what they'd like to see. So it's very, very exciting for the city. So we're going to be putting in over 150 ADA ramps as a part of this. Right now, if you walk around the market or you walk around 3rd Street or you're in the downtown, any of the areas that are getting paved, it is very difficult for people with limited mobility to get around. The ramps aren't even, there's lots of bumps in the road, sidewalk imperfections. One of the things we want to do is make it possible for people to go from the downtown to the market for lunch, like you see around us today. And if you have mobility issues, you want to see these improvements. And these are improvements that the city really needs to do. So 150 new ramps, new sidewalks, new paved streets, and new trees. Another thing which excites me is we've had people here today. I was just learning, said, I want a tree in front of my house, or I want a tree in this particular location, and that's great. So we anticipate planting over 150 trees over that 1.5 miles along 3rd Street, which is going to have manifold benefits.
And how much will it cost, and where does the money come from?
So it's a multi-million-dollar project, and the money is coming from Impact Harrisburg. Impact Harrisburg was the nonprofit that was set up as part of the city's recovery plan so that the city would have some money that it could put and invest in infrastructure. And the money was awarded not just to the city, but also to Capital Region Water. And what is exciting about this project is it's a partnership between the city and the water company, and that's going to allow us to do this type of green infrastructure. So one of the things on the back wall, if you see, we have interesting grading and green spaces that will allow for storm water runoff from the streets to be contained, allow us to have a really green streetscape. And so we're benefiting the environment while also addressing our infrastructure needs and improving our water supply. That's a great thing.
Some growing pains during the construction period for drivers or pedestrians?
There's no question. So the design phase is going to continue on into the spring, and then construction will begin. And construction, as I understand it, is going to take place at multiple points along 3rd Street, and it's going to last all year long. So there are going to be some delays. It's going to be carefully managed so that traffic can still get around and about, and it won't all be done at one time. But people need to know it's coming. But the long-term benefit will make it easier for both commuters and pedestrians to get around the city.
And do you know from where to where on 3rd Street?
Yeah, all the way from the downtown, all the way up to Seneca. So from the city line, from the downtown, all the way up to Seneca Street. Skipping a few areas that the state has already repaved. You've already begun to see in front of the Capitol bump outs and islands and new crosswalks. Well, that is going to be continued in the rest of 3rd Street by the city.